Hi, I'm faculty editor Virginia Shank with the Ear, and I'm here today with Frederick Livingston, who's going to read and chat with us about his poem, Tamarind Barbecue Sauce Recipe.
Okay, thank you. So this is called Tamarind Barbecue Sauce Recipe, and it's from Portland, Oregon. Maybe wash potatoes first. There's still tamarind in the pantry. You've felt this way before. Remember, honey, paprika, salt to taste. Nothing goes to waste, not a half-used can of tomato paste, not love, most famous among secret ingredients. Tickle kettle to song, summon slumbering oven, ease seeds from stringy flesh with scalding water. Cayenne dash, layering heat. Some roots are worth roasting slowly, coaxing sweetness from bitter earth. Excise unsightly potato eyes from peel. You'll feel this way tomorrow still. Cooking is looking for the first time, again and again, at tongue dance, weight, brightness, and spice. Spoon never stepping in the same sauce twice. Some mistakes are worth making. Too sour tamarind softens bitter cinnamon, salt stokes pepper embers, harmonize with honey. You cannot pick just one and call it love. Oh, Brussels sprouts, languishing in the crisper, aching for language in the crisp air on the park bench where your lips didn't taste hers. Turn down sauce to simmer. Loss arises from something worth having. Have the sprouts, lay them out. Something else to think about. For now, dip in batter or leave bare. No need to set a timer. You'll smell when they're tender. Aromatic alchemy, change is in the air. Your only air was ever thinking otherwise. Feast with your eyes, eat with your fingers, lick lingering flavors like the chickens that tore your garden apart, your glowing, growing, beating heart.
Thank you so much. That was delightful. So I've been asking everyone a few questions, and I think one of the reasons that this poem stood out to us when we were selecting pieces for the issue was the way that it uses a recipe to talk about something else entirely, or at least hint at that. And I was wondering if you could say a little bit about how you pulled those two threads together.
Yeah, I think that, when you're ready for a moment of learning, the right metaphor presents itself usually. And in some ways, it's a very straightforward, very obvious metaphor that just visited upon me that I didn't have everything in that moment, like everything I could possibly imagine, but you have some ingredients that you can piece together, and then that's like a much more life affirming model of how you move forward, because you're not really aiming for perfection, but you can mix and match, and it's about balance. It's not about creating some sort of perfect stasis. It's more about being able to understand what each element is telling you together. And I found that to be sometimes I can learn those things through cooking or through anything, because the same lessons are true everywhere. And so it was a good way for me to think through and move through and sort of enact that emotional process of working through it in my head, I guess.
Great, thank you. Just out of curiosity, do you cook a lot?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I get that sense from the style of the recipe, right? I think folks who aren't familiar are kind of nervous about playing it by ear, kind of the way that you describe the piece. When you read the poem, it was kind of surprising. I mean, obviously, I've spent a lot of time with this work, and I think I noticed the wordplay somewhat reading it on the page, but it really stood out to me when you were reading it. And I'm kind of curious about how you see rhyme and other kinds of wordplay functioning in the poem.
Yeah, I guess I don't like always tried to make it really rhyme, like in every line or anything, but it seems sort of natural to connect one word, like ending a stanza into the beginning of the other one, because that is more true to my like conscious process. Like I don't think in paragraphs with like periods and ends. Like it's more of a correct way to communicate like what it really feels like to have thoughts come through you in a sort of fluid way. And I think that's when something really has to be a poem is when you can't speak it in any other way, like you can't communicate it in another way. It's sort of a vital expression of it, and that I guess uh, rhyme is like an element that emerges from that, like being in the right place, I guess.
Thank you. And one question I've been asking everyone is about their writing process, because we're a college-based journal. Lots of our students are interested in just what is it like to be a writer? What does that process actually look like? So I was wondering if you could say a little bit about the actual composition, editing of this poem, and maybe any advice for aspiring writers.
Okay. Yeah, I've never been like only a writer or like a full-time writer in any sort of capacity. Like I'm a farmer actually, like I work in a garden. But I guess it's always been something that I use to keep track of like the nexus of time and space and emotion, like how I'm feeling in a given moment, like in the way that some people might keep a diary, I guess. And for like this particular poem, it was just I was in a city that like I was enjoyed, but like also didn't really feel like that was exactly the right place for me, and then, like I had this transition in my life where I was like trying to figure out what was next, and literally I was just sitting like biking home from work and just like stopped in the park and just sat on a bench and like where do I go from here? And I didn't really know, and I didn't realize I didn't really need to have the answer because like maybe I can just start with washing a potato. Like that's literally just like that literal, like that finite. But like maybe that's the next step. Is just like you don't have to figure out what happens at the end, but like you could wash potatoes. Oh, there's tamarind in the pantry. Like oh, you have these things accessible to you. You have these elements you can bring, and you can like move the next step forward. And that's like in some ways that's not really even a metaphor. That's just like exactly how I like thought about it and how I wrote it. Um, and I find that it really helps to capture that or write it down as quickly as I can, because I think like Mary Oliver described it as like the poems are gifts given to you that you get to express, that they won't necessarily be given to you again. Like you can't just assume that it'll happen over and over again, that when something is given, you should receive it and write it down. So I've heard many authors give advice that you should always carry like a notebook and a pencil on you. And I try to do that always, like just so that if anything pops into my head, I can just put it there, and maybe it doesn't turn into anything, but at least I've like captured it and like honored it coming into my mind space. And yeah, I feel like just in general, writing the kind of poetry that you want to read, or like the things that you want to exist in the world, are just like what is true for you. And if it's not totally goal oriented, like you're not trying to initially teach someone something, or just like you're trying to share what is true for you. And like that's what makes it people connect with it. You know, that's why you can talk about something so specific that still translates into broader human experiences, that doesn't feel like exclusive or just like someone sneaking into your journal entry. Like there's ways to make it connect to much larger themes, but basically keeping a journal and like just practicing. I remember when I was very little and I would like write silly things, people told me to keep going, and like at the time I thought it was they were saying like, a nice way to say, oh, it's not very good. But really, I think that's all it really comes down to, is like practicing, like being able to understand what you're even thinking and be able to articulate that. I think that's about poetry as much as it is just living, I guess.